Katie boy, you fucking with a Katie boy. I've been about the flow since you was a baby boy. Talking a lot, but you ain't saying nothing. If it ain't money, my nigga, it don't matter. You just run your mouth, Benny, let's do it. If you got a brain in that head, you best use it.
Good day, guys. My name is Osagie Alonge. I am the editor-in-chief at Pulse Nigeria. I'm here with one of the most talented hip-hop artists in Nigeria, and if I dare say Africa, Loose Kaynon.
What's going on, guys? What's good? Nice to be here. Gemini project is out. If you don't have it, I don't know what you're doing, but it's not late. Get it now on iTunes, on every platform that promotes great music.
Loose, Gemini project is finally out.
Yep.
What's the feeling like? I mean, just for you, getting that off your chest, getting that project released after so many years. How do you feel?
Thankful, grateful, to be honest. I was saying this in the office the other day, I know a lot of talented artists that didn't get to see a release date. So it's a big deal for me. It's a personal story for me to put out the Gemini project, and I feel thankful about it. And it's like, we just opened the floodgates now, so there's going to be a lot of Loose Kaynon music, a lot.
Good stuff. Okay, so what has been the reaction from your fans, on social media, off social media? What has been the reaction from your colleagues at work? How have they received the project?
I mean, it's been great so far. I haven't, on social media, you're always going to get one or two negative comments here and there.
Yeah.
I don't think I've gotten one or two, but yeah, people and their opinions. But above all, it's been great. Radio loves it, and it's now like a gift and a curse because everybody likes a certain record on the project.
Yeah.
So there are people who love I Want Timmy, there are people who love Superstar, and they're gonna play the records they love. There are people who love Hallelujah from way before. There are people who love Like a Woman. But above all, the response towards the project has been great. I haven't seen my first month numbers. I know we did good numbers first week, but it's been great so far. Yeah.
Great. What has been the worst comment you've seen on the Gemini project on social media?
I don't know if it's some dude came on there and said I should have made more up-tempo music.
Nah. Cool.
And I was just like, okay, cool. Because then I just realized that you must not be talking to me because you don't know what I do.
You don't know. So
that's
I wouldn't even take that as a negative comment. I just see he's just expressing his opinion on kind of style of music he should create, which is fine anyways.
I mean, that's fantastic. Like I said, and there might be some truth in what he says because we're not making music for ourselves. We're making music for people.
True.
So I have to take that information on board and decide if that's someone to work on.
Sure.
But above all, I'm trying to sell my experiences. I'm trying to sell my emotions on the record and hope that somebody out there connects with it.
Sure.
That's basically the essence of me as an artist.
Sure. So let's take it to Loose Kaynon way back. Okay. Loose Kaynon pre-Chocolate City. Okay. Loose Kaynon pre-loopy music.
Pre-loopy, pre-wax lyrical.
This is pre-wax lyrical. Let's take it to Loose Kaynon. When did you ever first think you wanted to do hip-hop music?
I'll say when I was 15. I mean, I was immersed in hip-hop music for a minute. I remember the first CD. My brother had a bunch of tapes, Ice Cube tapes, NWA tapes, all of that. But the first CD I owned was the Hard Knock Life Volume 2, right? Hove, Volume 2. Then that's when I got into Hove. And the first time that rap music got me really into it was when Jay started the thing with Nas. That was Blueprint 1. I bought that CD. I remember I went to Raman Shopping Mall. If you grew up in Ghana, you know what I'm talking about. Raman Shopping Mall in Central Market. That's a trip. I was living in Air Force Base. I went there, 2001. Got the Blueprint, and that was the first rap CD I listened to and enjoyed top to bottom. And so, in some ways, that became like my reference point for what a press play hip-hop album should be. So I think at that point, then I started getting into some Eminem, some DMX, all of that. And I wrote my first rap when I was 15, I think. 15. I think I was fresh off of secondary school. I wrote my first rap and I rapped it to my friends, and they would swear that I wasn't the one that wrote it. So they were like, okay, go home tomorrow and write about this situation.
And you do that?
Yeah, and I'll go home next day and write about it. And there are some people that it took like 6-7 times for them to really be like, okay, maybe he's actually doing, okay, actually sit down here, write about this camera and this lights, and write about.
So you grew up in KD, Kaduna.
Yeah, I'm a KD boy.
KD is Kaduna, in hip hop, Nigerian hip hop lingo. Kaduna
Croc
is
City.
KD, Croc City. You grew up in Croc City.
KD,
As at the time, Kaduna was popping off with rappers.
Man, Payback Time Records.
Yeah.
Terry and them.
KD World.
KD World. Woo.
So you had Terry, you know, Overdose, Ferocious,
Let me hit you with
80.
this. Like the first day I saw.
LD also grew up in Kaduna.
Yeah, the first day I saw Overdose, personally, like I was starstruck. Because there was this time, dead serious, and I told him that when NTA starts at like 4 p.m. when TV used to have the rainbow lines, whatever. Then when they are getting their shit together, I could curse, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When they have getting their shit together, they will run like maybe 1 or 2 music videos. They used to play Overdoses. What's the name? Don't Hate.
Don't Hate.
Then they'll play what's good now? Waiting I Want. I go get
Brooklyn.
Fam. I used to look at these dudes on TV like, just look at these superstars. Like they were the guys.
SWAT Roots.
They were the guys at KD, and it was such a big deal for me to finally be able to run into Teddy Rapman and have him as an OG I could call and talk to whenever, and OD and all these guys, Modo.
Yeah.
I remember when I listened to Benjamin X, the mixtape.
Yeah.
Whew.
It was
God
crazy.
damn. And all these guys were up north, like in ABJ, KD, all of that. So the hip hop influence was heavy up north before I came to Lagos. And I think Benjamin X was the first CD I actually bought in Lagos.
So how did you get to Lagos from Kaduna?
Got done with secondary school. My pops wanted one of his kids to be a doctor. I don't know how they rolled those dice. It fell on me. So I went to University of Maiduguri. They wanted me to do that, but yeah, I wasn't feeling that, so I left. Came home. Pops was mad at me that December. I got on a night bus. My pops was a soldier, by the way, but he was retired at this time, so I got on a night bus. I think it was December
Before you woke
4th.
up one day and just killed you.
No, he traveled to Lagos. My cousin was getting married.
Okay.
I got on a night bus like 2 days after I came to Lagos. We met in Lagos, and he just looked at me. That's when he knew that, man, he probably gave birth to himself, because that's something he would have done as a kid.
Yeah.
So I think it was December 4th, 2003, something like that. Because I know one of the biggest records at that time was, or 2004, because I know Hove just put out Change Clothes.
Yeah.
Around that
In
time.
2003, yeah.
Came to Lagos. I got into Lagos State University, banking and finance. Met a couple of
I always
people.
thought you went to Unilag.
Not at all. I didn't step foot into Unilag until maybe I had a cousin there, so I would go see him, but no, I never got comfortable with that space.
Yeah.
I went to Lasso. And I studied banking and finance, and then I got into a few ciphers here and there. That's where somebody gave me the name Loose Kaynon.
Wow.
And it was.
So what were you called before Loose Kaynon?
My name is Joaquim, so they call me JK for short, whatever.
JK.
Yeah.
Thank God you changed it. Loose Kaynon is really good.
So that's that. That's how I found myself making music, and we're here.
Fab. So as at the time, I know you were bubbling under, there were a couple of other rappers bubbling under. Who was in your set? I feel Vector was in your set, right? And I like to group you guys in timelines. So there was Straight Butter, Texzilla, XYZ.
Them niggas were popping. We used to meet at Night House.
Yeah.
Night House. MI just put out Safe.
Yeah.
He was about to put out the first album, Talk About It.
Yeah.
And he was the guy. Right? But at that point, Kel was doing Wow Wow Right. Skookie were doing...
and Kel went to Lasso too.
Yeah. Skookie were doing... What's that
Banga.
record? Banga, yeah. What's the guy? MP.
Was in Pasta.
Yeah. I remember this show at Planet One where the game came for.
Yeah, I think it was an MTV.
Yeah,
an
MTV thing.
Mama
Yeah.
gig, yeah.
And we're all there, and at that point, Kel was popping. MI, everybody knew that he was going to be the next guy. I was promoting this record called Swagger 101.
Yeah,
I was
Bachelor
with Banga.
Boys.
Yeah,
I'm coming there.
We buy it with $20.
$20.
Yeah, my nigga's
I watched the
married now.
freestyle when Vector killed $20 though.
Really?
I murdered him. Vector killed
And this is
$20.
news to me. I never heard it.
No, it was bad. It was bad. They had to shorten the freestyles to 60 seconds.
Was I there?
I don't know if you were there. And
Where was
$20
this?
went for 60 seconds, and Vector goes in his own 60 seconds and crosses 60 seconds and says, what, fuck it. I'm not a 1 minute man. You know what I mean? That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, you were popping off at the time. How the Bachelor Boys, used to be, can I say used to?
Yeah, it
used to be Loose Kaynon's crew.
Yeah, that's me. That's Bugsy. That's 20 Bucks. Obi Crank. A bunch of dudes. We stayed around the same area, like in Anthony Village.
Yeah.
And we just loved a lot of hip hop music, and we're just recording. So yeah, basically that's how that just popped off. Like love for music. We just happened to be around each other, and that was that.
Good. So you dropped Swagger 101. You were popping. I remember that time Facebook was really popping for entertainers.
Yeah.
And I still remember the cover. It had some blue and white at the background.
Yeah. The beard wasn't this much.
It wasn't this much. And you were popping off. So how did you meet MI?
Around this time, we were like, it was like a small collective, Osagie.
Yeah, the whole Night House. You featured on the Night House album.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So we used to just be around each other. I was actually friends with Ice Prince at first.
Okay.
I got close to Ice, I got close to M. And it was just, a bunch of young people, talented people, same goal. Everybody's trying to help each other. And I was supposed to be on Illegal Music 1 for the Kanye sample, Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my verse couldn't go to mix and master early enough, so he put out the record. And then me and him made a record called Must Be.
Yeah.
Yep. So that record came out. What happened with the record happened. But me and him started getting close after that. Then he moved from Palm Grove. Was it Palm Grove to his new house?
Yeah.
And he'll call me. So I was basically in the studio 80% of the time when he was recording MI2. And about 98% of the time when he was recording Illegal Music 2. Just watching, soaking in. That's how I got on both projects. Because the MI2 song with Timaya was like maybe a 3 a.m. session. I was like,
it was an odd song. I mean, when I saw the track list, I saw MI featuring Timaya and
Loose Kaynon.
I'm like, how's Loose going to be on this book? I hadn't heard the record then, but when I heard it, slow paced, it was probably 90 BPM. I don't know.
Yeah, something like
it was
that. Yeah,
really slow paced, and you killed it. And
he made me do my verse twice.
I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
Ima Ogoli, as at the time, I was with Terry, Mode 9, Ima Ogoli, and Ima Ogoli, who's like the OG, was quoting your verse. And who was that guy that said, they said the top is lonely, but I wasn't born a twin.
Yeah.
Crazy. How did you feel like working with Timaya and Emma in the studio?
Starstruck, because Timaya is his cult status in the streets is crazy. Like, they didn't want to let him leave. Like, Emma's house was barricaded.
Wow.
There were guys, goons outside, and he was just, when somebody's tired of dealing with the trappings of fame, and he was just sitting there like, y'all niggas need to, but it was just dope just to be around that energy and just to see that guys are fearlessly creative, and I need to be that if I want to be successful at what I do. Like, that's what I learned from the MI2, the movie, and Illegal Music 2 sessions. It was.
I mean, that song and your verse on that song was a career-defining moment for you. So for a lot of people who didn't know who Loose Kaynon was,
at that
in
point,
and out the country, who were fans of MI, got introduced to Loose Kaynon.
At that point, he put me on big on both records. But not a lot of people paid attention to it like that.
I think a lot of people, lost. You killed MI Lost. Shoot. No, MI was dope on Lost.
I think he had a great verse.
MI was dope on Lost. MI, that's classic MI on Lost, right?
Well,
dope, back for back, punchlines, everything dope, right? But nobody was expecting you to do what you did on Lost. Then I remember when he introduced Loopy Records at Oriental.
Yep.
And you performed, and they took the beat off, and you finished it with the acapella, and you walked off. Did you see the reaction from the crowd? This is 2011.
I remember that moment. Yeah, 2011. 2011.
Why do you think MI, out of all the rappers who were about to blow at that time, there was Vector, there was Dark Poet. I mean, there were a lot of guys. Why do you think MI, put you on his team?
Energy doesn't lie. All right, so the energy has to be right. I mean, and every and anybody can be talented. You could be a dope ass rapper, but if the energy is not right, it's not right. And I felt like at the time, me and him, we used to hang out a lot together. We used to be in the studio. We used to find the same type of things dope. So we were vibing together a lot. So when he was like, I'm about to start this loopy thing, so we had that conversation. It was a no-brainer for me. I wanted to do it. I really wanted to do it. And so, but I feel like as far as putting anybody else on, he has put a lot of people on. Illegal Music too put on a lot of rappers that nobody had heard of in Nigeria.
It was one of the, and and I always say something about Nigerian hip hop artists. They don't put people on, but that was a very brave and selfless move.
MI has put everybody on at one point or the other in his career. That got him some show, but that's not why we're here to talk about that. Like Illegal Music 2 time, that's when Wax Lyrical was popping.
Yeah.
MI would tap me and be like, yo, who are the dopest rappers on your platform? That's how a rapper like Phenom, Makila,
Boogie,
all of these guys got. No, Boogie, I think somebody brought Boogie to Emma. I don't think Boogie had ever been on Wax Lyrical. Yeah, so that's how all these guys got on the project, because he was like, and I think that's the best hip hop project in Nigeria ever.
It's one of the best, man.
Music too. Personally, that's my opinion, right? And he put a lot of people on, and I don't think he gets credit for that.
He doesn't.
But that's the guy. That's who he is. Yeah. And I mean,
tell me about Wax Lyrical. How did Wax Lyrical start?
I was sitting out a contract. We're not going to discuss that here today. I was sitting out a contract, and they opened Coco Lounge. Coco Lounge, my cousin had some stake in it, a lot of stake in it, and I used to go there and hang out, because now you're out of school.
Yeah.
You can't put out music, so you have a lot of time on your hands. I didn't want to work in 9 to 5. I wasn't even writing at the time. I was frustrated. I was really frustrated. So I used to go sit down. This was when Mo Hits was the shit.
Yeah.
Like, them niggas would walk in the VIP or that motherfucker to kick people out. Like, it was crazy. So I used to just sit out there, and Monday nights were slow. They didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
The first Wax Lyrical session, people don't know, it was me and That Green that kicked it off. Like,
wow.
That Green is sitting down there having a small stout. DJ Mexi plays a bit.
Yeah,
I get on the mic. Yeah, I get on the mic. This is when he just put out Kondo. I think Kondo was the second single.
Yeah.
Off of his album. Yeah. This was when Pom 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 was already all over the fucking place. Right, put Kondo out. So he gets on the mic and he starts rapping. I get on the mic and I start. It's not like a battle thing, but he does his verse. We do that. And then people. This was no show. We're just doing what we're doing. The patrons at the spot, they were having a good time. We did that for a few hours. He went back in there, had his drink, and I'm like, okay, that made me feel good. Like, I was in a dark place at the time of my career, but that made me feel good that I could get on the stage and express myself. So the next Monday, my cousin, we had a conversation, and he told me that they were trying to do like I can't remember what they called it, a rap night or whatever, and they wanted LD to host it. So I'm like, okay, I peep game, but I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
So when the next Monday LD pulled a no-show, I did the same thing I did last week. Third week, I did the same thing. By the fourth week, we were having problems packing the place, like getting, because they wanted people to come in and buy drinks, so it's a business, right?
Yeah.
But what had gone around town is close to Unilag, a bunch of students. So
we just come in.
So the place was
buy drinks,
packed.
Yeah.
They weren't moving any units, but the energy was.
Yeah.
So I told them, like, what do you guys want to do? You guys didn't have nothing to do with your Monday nights. We created something. Are you going to shut it down? Because what's it? So that's how Wax Lyrical was born. That's how we started doing that.
So show. Wax Lyrical was like a mini industry night, and just a year before, so around 2010 was when industry night started, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
But Wax Lyrical was more urban, very youthful, and was hip hop oriented.
Yeah, and it was my thing with Wax Lyrical. Like, I made sure I discussed with the owners of the place, because those were the only people I had to deal with, and I told them, like, man, I just want a place where people can just come and have fun, enjoy the performances. So if it was supposed to be spoken word and rap music, but we didn't get a lot of spoken word artists. But it was just like, I don't want no judgment here. If he comes and he can afford a bottle of water, give him a bottle of water. He sits down, he enjoys the show, he goes back home. Nobody's doing anything on Monday nights anyways. So that was my fight. Like, we can't shut it down, because I'm now getting older. You see how the business was trying not to do that, because it's a business, they got to make money. But I feel like now, looking back, if that's my contribution to hip hop in Nigeria, then
it was a lot, because through Wax Lyrical we got to know a lot of hip hop artists.
A lot of people passed through there.
Yeah.
And I mean,
well, you just mentioned something about providing a means to creativity and business.
Yep.
As an artist signed to a label now, How do you handle that pressure where, you know, your label has to make units,
Yep.
your label has to sell, and your label has to make profits?
I don't think it's
And,
pressure.
you know, you bringing in your creative stance. What's the balance? How do you
I
balance
make
that?
this is how I think every artist should approach it, because it's how I approach it. I don't worry about the numbers. That it's not my job to worry about the numbers. I make the best music I can make. I try to create the best brand Loose Kaynon can be. We have the marketing people in the office who figure out how to turn this brand into a check.
So you don't have anybody saying, Loose, no, you need to make more Tumba music.
I never
You know,
heard
you
that
need to-
conversation
you need
one
to-
time in
You
Chocolate
need to
City.
dumb this thing down.
Nobody
You know?
ever told anybody that one time in Chocolate City. I don't know what happens at other labels, but never had that conversation one time. Look at the compilation we put out.
Yeah.
You think if that was a label that was telling the artist you need to tone this down, listen to the whole compilation. I think musically, it was the best body of work out of Nigeria last year.
I gave you my best album last year for
So
2015.
I don't think that kind of project will come out of a label that's focused on making club music. I mean, we have pop artists, we have rappers, we have, you know, and everybody's going to play their role and make the music that's most comfortable to them. Because if you are not comfortable with a song, when you're performing the song, it will show that you're not comfortable. Every time you hear the song, you low-key cringe inside of you, and then you can't sell it convincingly to a consumer. So you have to let your artist be him and just figure out a way to make it work.
All right, so back at Loopy, you signed with Loopy. You know, Ruby's on Loopy. We get introduced to Ruby.
Yep.
First time I heard Ruby was probably on Mode 9's album, Nine, produced by Jesse Jags.
Dope record.
Remember
Dope
when Mode 9 won? I think the lyricist on the road
Lyricist
for
on
that,
the road,
for that track,
Right,
and
right.
Jesse Jags just jumps on stage. That was like the funniest thing ever. Like, you know, Mode 9 wins the album.
Yep.
Jesse Jags just pops out of nowhere, and I think Julius Agu, you know, randomly, she was so fucking random. He just jumped on stage. And, what? You know, it was funny. So that was the first time I heard Ruby. So Ruby signs with Loopy. You were on Loopy.
Okay.
Threadstone was on Loopy at the time. Who
Yep.
else was on Loopy? It was just you guys, right?
Ruby, Loose, Threadstone, I think that's about it.
Yeah, three of you.
Yeah, we later got Lambo on.
Yeah, and Lambo. Yeah, and Lambo. So Threadstone, I know. Well, I don't know the story, but I heard he left.
Yeah, they left.
Yeah, and you know, then it was down to you, Ruby, and
Lambo.
Now, before you know the merge with
Chocolate City.
Chocolate City, I had my issues with Loopy.
Okay.
My major issue was that why is Loose not? Why can't I see a lot of work from Loose? Because at the time, all these other hip hop artists were bringing out music and stuff was coming out.
Okay.
And my issue was, why isn't Loose coming out with music? You first announced the Gemini project in 2012.
Yeah, they're about.
In 2012, it's taking
12, 13,
you
yeah.
arguably 3
years.
Three years to drop it. Why? You know, why that space?
First of all, when I announced the Gemini project, it was an idea. It was, this is a project I want to make, not this is a project I have ready for release. Right? So
I think you kind of trapped yourself there.
Like I said, you get older, you look at some stuff you did, and you're like, man, what the fuck was that thing? Knucklehead, you know, like. So at that point,
and everybody just started anticipating.
then
like,
anticipation just like, oh, it's ready, and then that puts pressure on the label because you haven't submitted a project to the label, but the fan base is asking the label, like, why are you holding on to, like, what fucking project, you know? But like I said, it was an idea that time me and Connect were working. We had a few songs, but we definitely didn't have anything close to a project, right? So worked on that. The first time we had the Gemini project and we submitted to the label, I think.
Why? Can you give us a background into? And I know you've been asked this question a million times. I even know some of the answers, but you know, we need to let the people know. What is the motive, the morale, and the thing behind the Gemini project?
I wanted to make a project that spoke to me as a person and about me as a person. And people always walk into me and within 10 minutes of meeting me, they say, you're a prototype Gemini. You're like, Gemini is Gemini, right? Because I was born on 14th of June, Gemini is my star sign, whatever. Then me and Connect were like, okay, we're going to make a project called the Gemini Project. Okay, cool. What is the Gemini Project? Oh, we're going to make like the best rap music. Ooh, you know, we're excited, we're rap heads or whatever. Record a few songs. Then I start understanding Connect starts understanding me as an artist. and we start saying, what are the songs that excite Loose? What are the songs that I could show up in the studio any day, I could say this anywhere in the world and write a dope 16 bars. That has never been a problem for me.
We've seen it happen.
It's not a problem for me, never will be. But it goes beyond that. It's about the music. Like, are we making music that's touching people? Are we connecting to people? Are we just here rhyming lights with sights and insight and just because it sounds great? But what is the music about? So we said, okay, let's make a project and call it the Gemini project, right? Thought on that, made a few more records. Me and Connect made about 60 to 80 records.
60 to 80 songs
records for the Gemini project, yeah. And when we got to a point where like, okay, we're calling it the Gemini project. The characteristics of a Gemini, people usually say Gemini is two-sided, whatever. There's two people in one person. We submitted the record to the label. We sequenced the record. Then I realized that the first half of the project is really energetic. It's turned. It's braggadocio, it's rapper music, right? Then the second half of the project where you have songs like Hands, Superstar, Runaway, it's emotional, it's vulnerable, it's without fear of people saying, oh, that's soft, it's music, it's heartfelt. And I feel like those are two sides of me that properly encompass who I am as a person, first of all, before an artist, because I walk in a room, sometimes people say I'm unapproachable.
Yeah, I mean, you have this kind of thick beards and shades on. I'm not going to talk to you.
No, but I mean, it doesn't have nothing to do with nothing. 20 minutes later, they're like, oh, he's a teddy bear. It's so hard out and soft as a year, whatever.
The girls.
I don't know about that. But yeah, so I felt like the project spoke right to the name. It was true to the name, the Gemini project.
Yeah. But you know, and I know, and this is from, you know, inside knowledge from me.
Okay.
I heard a couple of songs. I'd been hearing songs. Some songs were leaking.
Okay.
You know, probably around Industry Insider. So I heard a couple of records that didn't make this cut, but were just as good. You know, you did a trailer. You remember when you did the trailer for the Gemini project? Yeah. We all thought, oh shit, the Gemini project probably dropped, and you gave us another 7 months. Well, you know, so you had some songs that were released on this project.
Okay.
You know, but why did it take so long? Even when you announced in 2012, in 2012, you said, oh, I'm dropping the Gemini project. Okay. It still took long.
Two things. Number one, the music hadn't gotten to a point where I felt like I could go anywhere in the world and play and defend it. I feel like this project I put out right now, I could walk in Rock Nation offices and play it for Hov and tell him, this is the vision behind the project, this is dope music, you know it's dope music. I could be that confident about it. It took a while for the music to get here because me and Connect made the record and we had to, I played it for Emma. Emma is like, this is a dope project, but it still needs work. So we got L3, all the guys, and we made the music. Me and CK started working like last year, and that's because to me the project needed to sound fresher in my ears. So I got,
and those boys bring the new wave.
Exactly, and you need them young boys. Reinhard is a genius. All of them,
boys are geniuses.
Like me and Reinhard make Go Hard. Me and Reinhard make Go Hard in 30 minutes max.
And Go Hard is so recent. Go Hard is so recent. It's dope. It doesn't sound cheeky. It doesn't sound flat. And it has a lot of substance to it.
Yeah, but I mean, I needed those guys. Yeah. I needed them to be in the studio. I needed CK to be in the studio, and we made I Want Me. And CK is like, man, Luz, I like this record, but there's still a place we can go with this record. I like hearing that because I'm like, okay, if we gotta be here till 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, we're going to do that. We're going to get the record there. So records like I Want Me, Turn Up, Go Hard. That's that new sound. Boys. But me and Connect, we connected, no pun intended, on a level that he's going to make. The night I recorded Runaway, I recorded a song called Shino Rambo with MI. I recorded a song called Fly Guy Shit that didn't make the project. That was when me and Connect, we just hit the purple patch for making the Gemini project. And he'll make a record like Runaway and he'll be like, Luz, I know what you're going to say on this record. Yeah. I know that this record speaks to you, so let's do it.
Kid Connect is a genius, by the way. Kid Connect,
he's a great guy.
I like the fact that, you know, Connect constantly works with you guys, even offhand. But Kid Connect he's good.
It's fantastic. Like the day I walked in the studio and I played Happy Weekend, show them.
Yeah, I mean, look at that record. I think Kid Connect doesn't get the props. I think a lot of artists don't work with him. I don't know why. I think any rap album should have
A
at
Kid Connect
least
beat?
Kid Connect and an Icon beat on it.
Yeah, well, Kid Connect is not with the bullshit. He's not with the bullshit. So there's your reason why most rappers don't
Yeah,
fuck with him.
yeah,
He's
and we
not
all
with the
know, we all
bullshit.
know.
Yeah.
Katy boy, you fucking with a Katy boy. I've been about the flow since you was a baby boy. Talking a lot, but you ain't say nada. If it ain't money, my nigga, it don't matter. Go hard, go hard, go hard. Gotta make a yarn, you ain't no singing fire. Talking a lot, but you ain't say nada.